So good.
Okay, so I know you've been working very hard on the Debussy,
Wow.
the arabesque.
Dang.
So we'll
Wonderful.
start with that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then we can do something new today.
Oh yeah.
Sound good?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so off you go. Debussy arabesque.
Oh yeah. Number two.
Very good job.
Wow.
Very, very good job, right? You certainly capture the spirit, right? And
Wow. That's good.
the liveliness of it, right? It's such a happy piece, isn't it? Excuse me. So we did this quite a while back, right? And I know I haven't seen you in a little bit, so
Wow.
I'm very impressed, right, that you've been working on it on your own, and certainly a lot of it is extremely good.
Wow.
So only a
Extreme.
couple of things I want to talk about, and I'm opening up my iPad just so that I have another edition to compare with, because sometimes, you know, the different editions may be just a little bit different, right? But I'm double checking to make sure that everything that is in the book
Wow.
is the same as what's on the iPad. So what I was wondering, okay, some of them is not completely original. In other words, it's editorial, right? Some of the markings, but they've done a lot of thought, right? What I mean is, the version I'm looking at, which is the ABRSM book, right? The editor has put in some extra markings, but they did put into little brackets, so we know which ones are editorial. So they are very well done, right? So I would actually quite agree with it. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is there were a few notes that weren't entirely accurate, right? Because I know you learn these things only entirely by ear. So we'll go through exactly which notes were not quite accurate. But mostly, the thing about Debussy is that he was very, very big on articulation.
Wow.
Do you know what articulation means?
What? Articulation?
Yeah, what does articulation mean?
Yeah.
So he was very detailed in his articulation markings. So a lot of composers just tell us what note to play, right? And they would sometimes put a legato curve line slur over certain notes or staccatos, obviously, right? Every now and then we might get a tenuto or an accent, of course, right? But Debussy was highly detailed.
Wow.
He
Detail.
would spare no time, or is that the right word? He would take as much time as he needed, I should say, right, to write down every single articulation mark.
Wow.
So he was detailed, right? So go from scale of 0 to 10, 0 being the composer hardly give you anything, 10 being the most control freak of a composer that tells you absolutely everything, right? I would say Debussy is like an 8.
Wow.
So he's pretty highly detailed, right? So some of your articulations were not quite, I think, what he intended, right? Mostly the staccatos, right? This piece has quite a lot of staccatos, okay? And there's some legato moments, of course, but there were some staccatos that were just missing, okay? But like I said, overall, though, you've done an amazing job, right? There was just the occasional wrong note in the beginning. I think we spent quite a decent amount of time in the beginning, so the beginning was quite accurate. The part that started to be having more problem was the middle section, right? Starting from this section, right? Now right here, right? Listen to the right hand, right? Right? That top line has got to be staccato. But that's not easy to do because you still have another note underneath, right? So you have two parts going on here. Right? So can you show me just the right hand? I'm gonna play just the right hand so you can hear it. So we have a G and then I'll do it again, sorry. So hold the G, da da da. Now staccato here. Do you hear it? The G is long, but the other notes on top were staccato. And then it becomes two in a group, right? And then tenuto. Okay? Your turn. Oh, see, I didn't hear the C jumping. I gotta hear the C staccato, right? The staccato starts on C.
Wow. Wow.
It's better, right? I'm gonna do one more time. That is all very expressive, right? And then here comes the cheerfulness. Do you hear how short that C is, right? All those notes were short, right? So I'm playing double notes sometimes, but the top note is always staccato in this particular phrase. Then it becomes 2 in a group, right? So I just was not completely convinced that those notes were staccato. Okay,
Wow.
again. Thank you very much. Thank you for showing it to me, okay? All right, so that's to do with articulation. And there were a couple other places where I didn't feel, right, that we did the articulation justice. And then in terms of the rhythm, right, he does also write in a lot of the silences, right? He's already thought out exactly how long they're going to be. Sometimes we have a rest in the music, and it's more or less kind of expected, right? Like you could predict the rest would come, and then the next note would come when you predict, like musically, logically, when it should come. But in this case, some of the rest is actually quite unusual, right? They happen at unusual places. What am I talking about? The transition here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Gotta be absolutely dead on time, right? So there cannot be any sort of 1, 2, 3. Okay, when is it? And okay, oh, what's the next note, right? He already calculated the rest into the music, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can play, right? So there can be some rubato now, right? Right, but the end of that previous section is absolutely rhythmically dead on, right? So we do not want to a little too long, a little bit too short, right? So let's go from this transition. So go from, Yeah, I just feel like that was a little bit late. After this, there are 1, 2. Absolutely right on 2, right? Not a tiny split second late. Next one.
Wow.
Oh, there was only a single note, right? So only E there, right? The F in the left hand you would hold, and then you would add E.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't hear the C staccato. Remember? Da, da, da. The lashness is over. Short, right? Do you see that? C is very short, right? Da, 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 da. Short on the C, right? Short on the top note. Short on all the top note. Good. Okay, good. But give me the destination. What is the destination? Right, we keep going higher and higher. Then what do we have? We have a sforzando, right? So you need to give me firework there. Yes. So bum, 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 bum. Don't get chickened out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I mean 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and right. So go out of your way to give me that. Yeah. Oh, same here. It's exactly the same. It's just an octave higher. Da, 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 da. The C has got to be short, 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 right? All the top note is still staccato, right? But this one is harder to do because your bottom note is kind of a little further away, right? Do you see? There's 2 notes going on, right? But one of them is long. My thumb is long. The top note is short. Bottom note is long. Top note is short, right? And then 2 in a group. So show me that phrase now. I didn't hear the C sharp. I don't want to hear da da da. I want to hear bop bop bop. Oh, right here. You learned the notes wrong here. But again, I will double check with another edition just to make sure
Nice.
that it's not just this particular book. Okay, no, they're the same. So you are doing it funny, right? So that's all correct. I didn't hear D sharp there. So the last two groups, you were a little bit strange, right? So it's an interval of a fourth, which is very common in impressionist music. Still interval fourth, and then this one is the different interval, right? According to the interval of the fourth, what do we predict? We predict that, right? But no, he gives us a different one because that's the last one, right? So, you hear how those two were different from yours? Thank you.
Wow.
Okay, that one. That one also a little unexpected, right? We've heard this before. Now we want to do this again, like the first time. Now I'm doing the first time again just to show you the difference. So then we start over, right? But this time listen, right? It goes down to A, right? And also there is no extra note in the left hand there. It used to have a extra note, right? Da, 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 da. It used to do that. This time, no. Da, 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 da. Because we are changing the harmony, right? Going into flats. Your turn.
Ooh.
Good. Good. Oh, you're doing something different there also. So you just remembered it wrong, or maybe you heard somebody play it that way, but they didn't do it right. So what should it be? This is actually completely sequential, right? Fourth, 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 still fourth. So absolutely sequential. Yep, make sure you play the A flat to go with it. So da, 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 okay. Thank you. Keep going. Not too bad. The triplet could be a bit slightly better, right? So, right? That's all very good, right? Now, here we go. I do not really feel the triplet, right? See, this is not a triplet, right? If I play like this, that's actually wrong, right? So, right? So to make the triplet sound like a triplet, you almost have to play the first note of the triplet a little bit longer than you think, right? If you do the first note of the triplet too fast, then it actually, unfortunately, sounds like two 16th notes, right? Nope, that is not triplet, right? Okay? you. Oh, right here, right? So again, it's the articulation, right? You have the note right? Right? That's all fine, but right? I do not feel how short those guys were, right? So not legato at all. Oh, same here. It's very tempting to wind down, but nope. He says absolutely staccato, right? Yeah. Oh, that one. That's an E, right? So E, right? So I think we play D there, right? Good job. Now that makes sense, right? If you listen to the F sharp, E, and then D, that's a nice little melodic line, right? Right? So definitely, I'm sure it's an E, right? And then it makes a lot of sense. Again, softer. Oh, A was right. You changed to G, right? So E, E, D, B, A. Again, right? It's kind of like a sequential thing. Yes, A makes more sense. No, D was right. D was right, right? And then G, right? You see, it's going down, right? E followed by D, B followed by A. So now A followed by G, and then D will follow by C. Very sequential, right? So when you don't do it, it's obvious, right? Good job. Okay, maybe it's just because it's so low it wasn't clear. Now, we expect after this long lush, right, thing to continue to be lush, right? But no, the staccato comes right back, right? No, there's no right hand there. It's only single note, single note, single note, right? And then the right hand comes here, right? See? But that whole entire measure has only single note. There's no notes on top of that. And then, right? Do you see? Turn. Why am I hearing something? Can you play all of this with only the left hand? Kodi, can you play? Because it's so low anyway. Just play only with the left hand. See? Single notes. Just show me that much. Got it. Then. Okay, but the left hand changes. Okay, so again, it's the articulation, right? So we had so many staccatos, we almost want to keep it going, right? But it changed, right? So the left hand staccato, the left hand is staccato, right? But guess what? No more, right? Right? So now it's arguable whether you want to keep doing the right hand staccato. I actually think I might, right? Right? So that is definitely open for interpretation, right? But the questionable, right? So some people might interpret it this way. But I would not mind, right? If you continue to do the staccato in the right hand, just make sure the left hand switches. And I think that's very interesting, right? To have the contrast. That one is E. I know. First time it was, isn't it? First time was that makes perfect sense, right? And then you do it again, right? It's very, very tempting to do the D again, but no, it becomes E. And he does also do it in the left hand. So it's not an accident. First time the chord, right, was, see, like a dominant seventh chord. This time, so he deliberately didn't want them to be the same. Can we go back to the return? So the first time was which you are correct. Second time is E, different. You do A. I'm not convinced about the A. Right, and then not bad, right? Again, completely already calculated, right? Cannot have any rhythmic flexibility here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Right? So it's absolutely completely dead on time. That's right. Don't even be late there, right? And of course, it's very soft. Okay, it's good enough, Kodi. Right? So some of the inaccuracies that we talked about also were in the beginning, right? Because the material was very similar. So, but I think now you know where they are, right? But like I said, you've done an amazing job as it was, right? On your own. So today, I thought it would be nice to do a new piece for you that I do not believe we have ever done before, right? So let me ask you, have you ever heard of the composer McDowell, Edward McDowell?
Oh, Edward McDowell?
Have you heard of him before?
Oh my gosh, what the heck? I've heard of that. Edward McDowell. That's crazy.
No? Like I said, I don't think we've ever done any of his music before, but you have done another American composer, Aaron Copland.
Aaron Copland?
What did you ever play by Aaron Copland? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. Aaron Copland? Remember that, huh?
Do you remember what piece you played by Aaron Copland was?
Oh my gosh. It was. Ooh, that starts with. Oh my goodness.
I'll give you a hint, right? The piece that you had played by Aaron Copland. Let's get the music out because I cannot memorize anything anymore, right? What was that piece?
Oh my goodness.
What was that piece?
Ooh, that piece, huh?
Do you remember the name of it? Something like that, right? I could do a job, but my fingers are so cold. What was that piece called?
It's called Check. called a child. It's,
What does that remind you of? Any idea?
that's a bird.
Well, maybe we should review this piece at some point. It was called The Cat and the Mouse.
Cat and the mouse. You're right.
You remember?
Oh yeah, baby.
You wanna play a little bit of it?
Oh yeah, baby. Ooh, that's it.
Anyway, so that's okay, right? It was a long time ago, right? We were at some point learning this piece, but it was a very, very hard piece because of so much moving around, right? It moved around the keyboard so much and you cannot see, so it makes it almost impossible, right? I mean, you can't go by referencing, right? Because it just moves so much. Even this business, if I couldn't see the keys, there was no way I could have ever played accurately. But if I decipher for you, right? So we're doing a very high E, C, G sharp, E, and then there's a chord, D, G sharp, C, right? And basically we're just, see, even though I can see the notes, to play it 100% correctly is a challenge, right? Anyway, that's a different story, right? So, yeah, but it gets softer, right? So at the end, it's very soft. Okay, so in the 20th century, there were two very important American composers, right? Aaron Copland, right? And this was a piece that's very well known, right? The Cat and the Mouse. But another American composer that was highly influential, right, is Edward McDowell. So Edward McDowell we have never done, right? So I thought, okay, maybe it would be nice for you to learn this piece too. I have another student also learning this piece. So it's called the Preludium from the first modern suite.
Modern suite.
Yep. So that will be your assignment to listen, right, to a recording of it. So it starts with this big bang. Very big bang. Another very, very big bang. Right? Now it's something like that, right? We'll crank it up later. Okay. How does that sound?
Wow.
Okay. Now, like I said, the very, very fast part. Right? I could do a better job, right? But I want to give you an idea of what the opening sounds like. It's very, very grand, right? Very, very majestic, isn't it? And the composer writes ad libitum in the beginning, right? Ad libitum means kind of as the performer wish, right? So there's many versions of how you could play this opening. They all start with a big, B major chord, and octave in the left hand, right? See how much? Yep. Yeah, well, we do it together. So the first chord is at the same time, and then single note, and then minor chord, and then single note. Remember?
note.
All right. So I would, because you're listening to it. Of course, you couldn't see how I was playing it, so I should explain, right? In the music, it goes like this: right hand and then left hand. So those were left hand, and then right hand, and then left hand, and then right hand, and then left hand, and then right hand, and then left hand. You see, right hand, left. So right hand is always playing da 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 da, basically, right? But the left hand changes, right? So they alternate. So right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, back to right, and finally they are together for the first time, right? So together, right? And this was 5 notes in the right, 2 in the left, 5 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 in the right, 2 in the left here, 5 in the right, 2 in the left. Then the pattern changes. You go 4 here, 2 here, 4 here, 2 here, 4, 2, 4, right? And then again, just goes down an octave. Kind of like the cat and mouse thing, right? Once you get the pattern going, you kind of just play the same notes, either higher and higher or lower and lower. Just like Aaron Copland, they kind of do the same thing, right? So, you see? It's not like you're gonna have to find a whole new set of notes. They just are the same. And this part, the composer writes prestissimo, right? Prestissimo means as fast, basically, as you can play, right? Oh, I did it that time, right? No, F sharp, remember? F sharp, B, F sharp, B. So just notice your starting note. F sharp, B, F sharp, B, F sharp, B, F sharp, B, right? So F sharp, B, F sharp, B, F sharp, B, F sharp, B, right? Yes. Now the challenge is to do it without any kind of waiting whatsoever. So it sounds like one big, right? Yeah. So as soon, let's do it slowly first, right? Basically, you're gonna catch the note you just played. Right? So right hand play 4 notes, left hand play 2 notes. Now the note you just had played with the left hand becomes the first note of the right hand. Do you see? And then you do F sharp, catch that note, and then you repeat the same pattern. And you can play accent on the first note. Now, what finger are you using? Why don't you use 2, 3, 2, 1, right? I know the thumb on the black note might drive some people crazy, but for me, that's still the easiest. Right? Something like that, right? So work on that and make it extremely seamless, right? Seamless means that you just catch the next note, right? So there's no break in, no gap, right? You see? Got it. Something like that, right? So can we cite go back to where this thing started. So I'll show you again. Now remember 4 in the right, 4 in the left. Okay, so right, left, right, okay.
Wow.
Okay, you're changing it. It's that's basically what the right hand is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right hand is and then left hand plays 2 notes only. And then do you hear it? And once again, you just go up an octave. So you have this group and then this other group, and then start repeating itself. See? They just repeat themselves.
Wow.
Yep. But Cody, don't change the grouping. You have to do 5 in the right hand. Right? You see? And then left hand only plays 2 notes. So I know the left hand note is higher than the last note of the right hand. So you wanted to do da 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 in the left hand. I don't think it's a good idea, right? So, but I can see why you think that's a good idea because the notes overlap each other, right? But I think it's still easier to do it the way he says. So do 5 here and then take over with the left hand for those 2 notes. And as you take over with your left hand, your right hand travels to the next one. So listen to my right hand. Basically, it's doing that. You see? So it does 5 notes. Yep. Yep. Right. And the left hand only plays 2 notes. So 2 here, 2 there, 2 here, 2 there, 2 here, 2 there. Right? Got it. So now we have the right distribution of who is in the right, who is in the left, but we just need to play it rhythmic a little bit better, right? So there's no staccato, first of all, right? So I kind of go faster and faster, right? So start slower. Okay.
Wow.
Something like that, right? So, but remember, each time we change to a different group, we don't necessarily want to wait for that long, right? But I know right now you're kind of just like, I just need to figure out where to move my hand to, right? So one way to practice this kind of thing is to obviously cut out any of the rubato and just play everybody equal, but slowly, of course, right? So slow, but play it all even
Wow.
to begin with, right? So you eliminate all those waiting places. No B. Good job. I can already tell that worked, right? You cut out a lot of the waiting in between the groups. Good for you. Okay, then the next part, that's absolutely my favorite part. So satisfying to play. So satisfying. Those octaves, right? Anyway, I don't know there, but to give you an idea, all right, of what's involved. Do you remember those octave ones? Do you go from the trio and the octave? Go.
Wow.
Good, right? Now, there was a note that got repeated that you didn't play. I'll do it again. A, do the A again. G, E, G, do the G again. F sharp, B, and the low is B, and then it's da-da-da-da, right? After you play this B, you got 4 little notes to play, and then settle on E. Right? And then the pattern goes. So I will do slowly so you can hear every note, right? And it's good for me to. Right? So that's very loud and then it's very soft. Now the notes change. So it's good for me to play them also slowly so I can remember, right? What the note should be. Change. Change. Bring out the melody. And then kind of repeat itself. Right? So earlier I did like the fast version. Now I did a very slow version so you could hear each note a little bit more clearly. Can you go from the octave part again?
Wow.
Yes. Yes. Use 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so you can go fast. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I do 2 here because I have to get going with this group. Right? So after those 4 notes, just lift your hand, land down a new position with finger two underneath. Yeah. Good. But remember, use finger two here so you can get going with this group, right? So 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So that's the pattern, and then the pattern changes. Yeah, but before that, show me the first group. Yes, okay. So let's put the left hand together. Now the left hand obviously is the melody. Right? Do you hear the left hand melody? Okay.
Wow.
Super.
Được.
All right. That's okay, right? So that's a lot of things to keep in your head, right? So we'll do the right hand by itself first. I'll do one more time, right? Now you can't really see me, but make sure that you are not stuck.
Yeah.
Right? What does stuck mean? You don't want to be tight in your hand. I actually roll my elbow a little bit to play this, right? I think over your elbow. Imagine drawing circles with your elbow, like make a round shape with your elbow. Yeah, not your shoulder, just your elbow, right? So da, da, da. So come up and down, come up and down, come up and down. So your elbow is actually not stuck, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now change the pattern, right? Now it of course sounds much better with the pedal, but you just need to be very free in your arm, right? Otherwise you'll not be able to do this. And this piece is of course impressionist. So we have a lot of these very dreamy sound, right? But the key is to free up your arm. Obviously your elbow. Free up your elbow. Right? So let's just do this much first. Okay. Just the right hand like I did.
Hold it.
Yep, and then and then good. next group. The next group is C. But that one only has 3 times. And then becomes D sharp. And only 3 times. Oh, I wouldn't do that finger. Can you do 4, 5, 4, 2, 1, 2? Yes. We very rarely do 3 and 4, Kodi. Right? That's too much stretching, right? I can live with somebody doing 3, 5. Although I don't do 3, 5. Do you know why? Because 3 was on C already. So that was 3, 5. So the D sharp is 4, 5. That makes the most sense to me, right? 4, 5 is my choice. 3, 5 I could live with. 3, 4 absolutely not, right? No, not yet. After this group, you want E, F sharp. And that one you do 6 times. Yes, then you come to this group. And you do 6 times too. There you go. Okay, to be continued. Okay, I hope you like this new piece. Yeah? Good. Uh-huh. Okay, so I shall see you next week. Okay? Bye-bye. Have a good week. I just need to put you in the waiting room, but how do I do that?